Welcome to the Wellness and Weight Loss for Busy Teachers podcast, bringing you actionable tips to help you live your best life. I'm your host, Tracy Baird. If you care about nutrition and fitness and want to make progress in your unique wellness journey, you're in the right place. This season, we'll discuss strategies for summer success. Let's get started. Well, hello, my friend. In our last episode, we talked about movement and exercise while traveling, and today I wanted to talk about nutrition and eating while traveling or on vacation. So I said the theme of my last episode regarding movement and exercise was intentionality. And I'm going to be consistent and say that intentionality is also the theme of this episode related to going on vacation and how you're going to choose to eat. I'd like you to take a little time before you head off and think about your vacation mindset and think about what your daily nutrition strategies are and which of these are going to follow you on your trip and which you're going to leave at home. So, for example, I practice intermittent fasting. I also track my eating in MyFitnessPal, which is an app used for that purpose. So when I think about going on vacation, maybe I might say, well, I'm going to still practice intermittent fasting while on vacation, but I'm going to not track my food. So that's just an example. So you think through your strategies and decide which of these you will still stick with while on vacation. And by deciding that in advance, you take out a lot of the stress of making decisions on vacation. So first, let's talk about travel days. So for the travel days, I would encourage you to bring your own snacks and bring your own drinks. I recommend water. You might just shop your own kitchen. If you stock a deep pantry like I do, you might just be able to, before your trip, just look around your own kitchen, find, some bars, some fresh fruit, whatever you have, maybe some veggies that you have cut up in your refrigerator. Bag those up, make a little cooler, and bring those along in your car. Now, if you're traveling by plane, you can still bring some snacks. You might have to pay attention to the travel rules about liquids and things like that. One tip for traveling and bringing along water is you may bring ice. Ice is considered not a liquid, obviously, but I hadn't thought about this. And when I learned this, I changed my airport water strategy, which is I bring a stainless steel water bottle, a large size, fill it up with ice at home. Before I go through security, I simply open it up, drink any water that has melted off the ice. And then once I go through, I fill up my own water bottle from home with the water that's provided at the airport. And that's just a little tip for traveling by plane. So if you don't stock a deep pantry and you've maybe strategically eaten up all your food in anticipation of going on travel, you're going to have to hit the store and select the snacks that you can take with you, keeping in mind your goals and your normal strategies that you use while you're at home. There are some vacations where you'll be cooking for yourself. And in other vacations, you'll be having other people cooking for you, be it at a restaurant, an all-inclusive resort, or you'll be just ordering takeout, things like that. So these are a little bit different in the eating and nutrition strategies I would recommend. And obviously, sometimes there'll be a combination of the two. When you're cooking for yourself, I would encourage you to create a very simple meal plan. I'm a simple girl when it comes to cooking. I would describe my meal planning as 1 protein and 2 sides. And if I'm getting fancy, I also throw in a salad. So just say something I might eat at home, I would also eat on vacation would be something like grilled salmon with broccoli and a sweet potato, or maybe chicken with green beans and a salad. Or if I'm getting fancy, maybe some steaks with asparagus and maybe some roasted white potatoes and then a salad added on. That would be kind of a complex meal for me, but still pretty easy to prepare. So if you're cooking for yourself, I would encourage you to make a simple meal plan in advance. And if you're, really being proactive, you might consider setting up an order. You might even, while you're at home and have some time to plan things out, you might create a grocery order that you can either order for pickup or you can have delivered. If you are going to have mostly meals where other people prepare the meals for you, you're sort of in luck. Some people find it difficult to eat healthy foods while at restaurants, but as a person who worked in restaurants for about 6 years during my teen years and my young 20s while I was a student, I'd say most restaurants would be glad to customize orders for you. So if you have certain eating strategies that you observe, you can just ask the restaurant to prepare foods the way that would support your values. As a server, I was even happy when people asked for customizations because I figured if I could make them happy with the customization, it would probably, pay off for me. So don't think you're being troublesome to the server or to the cooks. Most people will definitely do customizations. Hey, it's Tracy. I'm cutting in and interrupting myself because I really want to connect with you. You can find me on social media at Tracy Baird Wellness on Facebook and Instagram. Now, back to the show. For restaurant meals, sort of my go-to restaurant meal is either a variation of my meal plan, which would be a similar meal to what I described, 1 protein and 2 sides. But other than that, I like to go for a salad with a protein on top. That is frequently found in many restaurants. And so just keep your eyes open for that. And maybe that can be your default meal for restaurants. Next thing I want to talk about is deciding about treats. Before you go on vacation, think through your attitude toward treats. And by treats, I mostly mean desserts and alcoholic beverages. So deciding is sort of stressful. And so if you can take the stress out by deciding in advance, it leads to a less stressful vacation. So for example, I went on a vacation with my family to a family camp out in California. I loved it. At almost every meal, there was a dessert option. They also had sort of snack times where they set out fruit, donuts, and they were actually amazing, freshly made donuts. So I heard because I actually decided not to have any of the donuts. So I just decided in advance that during the snack times, I was going to have fruit. Now, I didn't eat much of the dessert that they provided at each meal, but I did decide that when my family went out for ice cream and we got sort of this family-sized big trough of ice cream, which is funny in this post-COVID environment, we don't really all eat out of the same big plate anymore, but this was pre-COVID. So it was sort of a fun memory for our family to get this ginormous serving of ice cream. And I wanted to be a part of that memory. So when we did that about 2 times during the trip, I participated. So if I were to go back to that family camp again, now that I'm knowledgeable about the foods that are provided, I would pretty much make the same decisions, which would be at the regular provided snacks and meals, stick with my normal habit of not having dessert, but on special occasions, sort of a memory-making event. At that point, it's a value for me to be a part of the memory with my family and to have the dessert. So if you drink alcohol, that's another thing that I recommend thinking about in advance. Just say you occasionally drink alcohol at home, but on vacation, you might decide you're going to allow yourself to have alcohol every day of vacation, but in a limited quantity. Just say 1 or 2 glasses of wine. So that's an example of deciding in advance. And that way you stick with your values and you also eliminate stress that the deciding actually brings. Now I want to talk about considering barriers and backup plans. Just say you have a healthy meal of fish and veggies and brown rice or something planned, and then somebody that you're with says, "Oh, let's not cook tonight. Let's order pizza." And if you love pizza, maybe it's not fitting with what you had planned for, but keep in mind, you're on vacation, so things are going to come up. Think about what you're going to do in that sort of a case. So in that case, what I would recommend is maybe deciding, yes, you'll enjoy the delicious pizza, but you won't have more than 2 pieces and you'll have a salad or a vegetable along with it. So that's an example. Now, I would say the most important thing about vacation eating and nutrition, because a lot of people, including myself, might be more indulgent while on vacation. The most important thing to remember is when you get home, you're not on vacation anymore. So go back to your own home strategies that support your wellness plan. So sort of to recap, nutrition and eating while on vacation, I would encourage you to be intentional and to think about your vacation mindset and which of your eating strategies that you use on a normal basis you're going to stick with while on vacation and which you're going to sort of leave at home. Then I would encourage you to think about snacks and drinks while traveling. I encourage you to bring your own. While you're on vacation, if you're cooking for yourself, think about a very simple meal plan and consider ordering to make it easy for you to stick to that meal plan. If others are cooking for you, ask them to customize and then decide about how you will handle desserts and alcohol and consider barriers and backup plans. And when you get home, remember, hop back on your healthy eating strategies. I'm so glad you're with me today. I am here because I believe you can change yourself, you can change your family, you can change the next generation, and you are worth it. Thank you for listening to the Wellness and Weight Loss for Busy Teachers podcast. For more from me, head over to my website and grab my latest free resource. You can find it at tracybairdwellness.com/free. That's FREE. If you want more podcasts, vote with your 5-star review wherever you listen. Your feedback really does make a difference. Now, make it a great day.